What is the movie that is playing out in your mind right now about money? Actually, it's not even playing in just your mind. It's playing out in your whole life, your money movie. Now, we all have one. This is the movie that shows, how you are with money. And it keeps playing out pretty much over and over again, like 24/7 at the theater of your mind. It has actors, and they each have this role in your business and in your life about how they deal with money, what happens when you're around money, when you look at money, when you play with money, when you make money, when you don't make money, when you're pricing. Some of them are helpful, but actually many of them are totally disempowering. They're really taking your energy and taking your power. And in fact, they're causing you a lot of stress, which then is, that just takes even more power, right? It takes even more of your confidence away. And you may not even realize who is starring in your movie because it's important to learn this, right? It's important to pay attention because they're keeping you back from making the money that you really want to make. So I can't wait to dive into this really helpful mindset today. It's a really fun way of playing with what's going on in your life and in your business around your money. So hello and welcome. I am so glad that you are here for this next episode of Joyful Business TV. I'm Laura West, the host of Joyful Business TV and excuse me, the CEO at joyfulbusiness.com. For over 20 years, I have been working with conscious business owners and entrepreneurs of all type to help them discover and claim their soul work, right? That purposeful work it's the work that they know they are meant to do, right? And I bet you have an idea, an inkling, or you're really super clear about your own soul work. And you know that you are here on earth. This is like your purpose, right? To use your creative gifts, your talents, your expertise, your wisdom. It is your contribution, your gift to give back to the right people in this world. I love working with passionate entrepreneurs like you who are good at what you do, but maybe you have some blocks around your power, your voice, your confidence, your conviction and fears. And today, especially around money, right? And when we start shifting that and opening up, and we start shifting into this deeper knowing place, this confidence and conviction place, where you are not afraid any longer to share your voice, share your message, it just opens up this well of creative expression and power. You actually become magnetic, attracting amazing clients, amazing opportunities that you couldn't have even written into your vision. And you get to make great money while doing work that you love and making a difference. All right, that's where we're headed today. And we're going to do that through talking about your money movie. So you have a money movie playing out in your life right now. Everybody does. All of our money movies look a little bit different, but there are a lot of similarities. And so let me tell you what I mean by money movie. Money movie is the replay movie that is it's playing in the theater of your mind 24/7. And it's the only movie that's playing in your inner theater, right? It's playing over and over again. You've probably seen this. You have this propensity towards hoarding, towards overspending, ignoring your money, right? Those are the themes that are happening, that are unfolding in your movie. And your movie has actors, and they each have a role and they show up in your business and in your life. So think for a moment, what are some of the themes happening in your life? Some themes of your money movie. And who are some of the actors, the ones that have the reoccurring roles, right? Almost like a TV series. Each and every week they're showing up. So one of my clients said she had a character who was very much like George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life. That part where George is running around town, panicked about money, running through town, thinking that his life is worthless. He has no value, right? He's under crazy stress and pressure. He even thinks, I'm going to end it all because I haven't made any contribution whatsoever. What I do doesn't matter because I'm losing the money, right? I've lost the money. Oh my gosh, talk about stress. You can just feel the stress, right? You can just, most of us have seen that movie and you can just feel the stress of that character where he starts running around, absolute panicking and starts to doubt absolutely everything about his life. So you can imagine how if you have that character who zooms into the movie, hijacks the whole movie and starts, playing that role, that causes you a lot of stress. It causes you a lot of anxiety. It causes you to doubt everything, right? Do you have that reoccurring star in your movie, that George Bailey? I have a couple characters in my movie. Well, we all have lots of characters. So there's lots of characters. Not saying George Bailey, that type of thing is the only thing in the only star in your movie. We can have multiple stars. So I have a character in my movie who is this wise, old-fashioned accountant, right? And he wears this old style hat and he has this adding machine, right? And every morning he checks the bank balances, right? He's checking my checking accounts, he's checking the credit cards, financial statements, retirement fund, just kind of seeing what the money's doing, keeping a good job. He does a good job monitoring in and out, monitoring the flow, what's up, what's down, just, like here's a picture today. But over his shoulder is this sinister looking dude, right? He looks pretty much like the goblin from Harry Potter, the Gringotts, I think it's Gringotts Wizard Bank, those goblins that are in there and they all just look down at you. They don't have to say anything, right? They just look at you and they're judging, waiting for, they're just waiting for something terrible to happen. And they know that you are not worthy, right? So I have this one who will just, he used to hang out over the head of my wise accountant, right? So, it's helpful to make fun of these and to really exaggerate the characters of this. But there is this looming, not as much anymore, but of course it still comes up, right? We're human beings, we get triggered, you get stressed. Sometimes you have characters like on a day-to-day when you're just doing your business and kind of going around, your movie's just running fine. And you've got the helpful accountant, right? And then something happens and you get stressed, or you read about the economy, or some circumstances introduced into the movie, right? And then all of a sudden these other characters appear, right, with these reoccurring roles. Like we all recognize the goblin from the bank, right? Or George Bailey in Panic running around. Or maybe you have a character that is like your the grandmother or the aunt or somebody, a lot of times a woman, somebody in the neighborhood who just lived this really small life, never had enough money. I have a wonderful aunt that I love dearly, and she's a hoarder and, she's just lived this very small, but she's very loving, right? So it's not always all bad. Sometimes those characters are very, very loving. Right. And so you think like, well, it's okay because she's really loving, but it's like, is that the most useful character to be showing up, the most useful qualities? Because here's the thing, is these reoccurring characters that are showing up in your movie, they are holding you back from really making the money that you really want. So instead of being able to, be in this really empowering place around money, you're unconsciously having these characters show up in these roles that are reoccurring over and over again. So first step you want to do is to identify what are the themes in your money movie, that keep reoccurring. Who are the characters that keep showing up? Give them a name, give them characteristics, what clothes do they wear? What kind of voice do they have? What is their energy like? What do they do? What is their role? That goblin doesn't really say much. He just kind of looks over at me and is like, yeah, you're going to make a mistake. I know it's here already, right? Maybe you have the hoarder, right? Or you have someone who is afraid to spend, just hoards the money, right? And doesn't invest in your business. I have another client who has a version of this, and she says she has two characters in her reoccurring movie. She has Susie who loves to sell and Sally who loves to spend. And so she makes great money and then she spends it all, right? And so therefore she's kind of in a constant state of never having money, even though she makes great money, right? And they keep showing up. It's almost like they're twins, right? They keep showing up, playing off of each other in her money movie, pretty much all her life, right? But it's like this first step in taking back your financial power is to identify the movie that's running, right? What are the themes? Who are the characters? And what are their roles? What are their roles to play? Now I know that my Goblin is from my early years where growing up, but we just didn't have a lot of money. And we were always watching the spending. I always felt like when I asked for something, a new outfit for school and things like that, that there was always this stress with it. Like we were holding on really tight to the money. We are like hyper vigilant, right? Um, and I always felt like I was going to get judged and put down for, we don't have money, it doesn't grow on trees, all those things that started happening, those things that we, a lot of us, or at least me, heard when growing up. And so then what you do, once you identify it, it's like there is power in just noticing that that's a part of you, right? You're personifying that character, that role, and then you're creating a little distance because you're actually putting them out there. Like, oh, there's this character. Then you can start to work with that character. You can actually have a dialogue. You can talk to that character. You can journal with that character and ask them, what is their role? What is your message? What is your deeper message? What are you trying to do? Why are you here in this movie? Why do you keep showing up every week? Right? Nobody likes you, but you don't want to say nobody likes you. You actually want to do it and that's the old style. The old style being in business is to ignore it, right? And to just ignore it, to what we call exile it, and say, no, I'm not going to talk to you. You're banished. But the thing is, you can't actually ever banish parts of yourself. And so there is this part of yourself. For me, it's this green goblin who's peering over shoulders, and when I talk to him, it's like, he really cares. He's really, really, really concerned, right? He's actually trying to protect me. And usually your characters who are sucking some of your energy, right, around money, taking away your power, they actually, underneath it, they're trying to protect you in some way. And so you want to take a look at that. It's really helpful to treat them as an ally for what kind of message they have. And then as you do that, you're actually to create some distance, right? This curiosity helps create a little space. And then you're able to say, I have a different role for you. You're going to be at the back of the bus. You're not going to be driving the bus. You're not going to be starring in the movie. You're going to have a bit part, right? We're going to give you a little break. You're going to have a bit part in the back. Maybe you can come around during tax time. Maybe you can just kind of stay farther away so that you don't have to be there every single day creating this constriction. So once I realized that about that character, it's like, then I could bring my adult self in and again, have that conversation and realize that, that person doesn't have to star, that character doesn't have to star in your movie anymore, but you've got to create the awareness around it. And this is a fun way of doing it, but don't mistake it. It's actually incredibly, incredibly powerful. All right. So that's only the first part. The second part, this is the plot twist, right? In your money movie is that you can invite new characters into your money movie. You can invite heroes. You can invite wise women and men, real or imagined, into your movie. Maybe you want to invite someone like a Sara Blakely from Spanx, and I use her because I lived for 25 years in Atlanta and she was from Atlanta. And I remember hearing, when she first came out, it was like such a, it was a couple of steps away from knowing her. And it just felt like she was in my backyard. Right. And to see this, this super successful business that she's built, and she can make a guest appearance, she makes a guest appearance in my movie and can ask her for advice. What would Sarah do? Right. And bringing her into the movie and just imagining how she would ask questions, how she would be more empowered around money and ask the questions, make the decisions, investigate, research, call in resources, right? She didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know she was creating this multi-million-dollar or however much dollars, business, but she just knew that she had this really great idea and that she wanted to bring that out. Maybe you have a wise uncle or a really cool aunt who travels the world and seems to have her money stuff, all handled. What would they do? Just imagine in the movie, bring them into the movie, give them a role, give them a part. You could ask somebody like Bill Gates or Melinda Gates, she's head of this foundation. What would she do? Right? And imagine and just let it play out in your imagination. Your imagination is this incredibly powerful tool. It is a tool of your soul. So if you're doing soul work, You get to use your imagination, right, to help start shifting what's going on inside your mind, right? And then the more that you play this in your imagination, shift that movie, then things will start playing out differently in real life, right? No longer will those other characters have the starring roles, right? They'll be kind of the villain that comes in and gets defeated, or they'll just have a bit part, right? And then you want to replay the movie, the new movie, over and over again, right? Spend a few minutes each day playing the new movie, imagining characters come in. It could be the same character that comes in, or maybe there's a new character that comes in. Maybe you read an article about a new and upcoming YouTuber or influencer, or just somebody who feels really solid that you really relate to, somebody who's taken their passion, their soul work, and they've done something with it. Let them have a starring role in your movie, and you get to make it up, right? But what we know is when we start making it up, using our imagination, creating this visual, this, movie that's in our mind, it actually starts changing ourselves. It starts changing us all the way on the insides. And then when we change our insides, then the outside starts changing, right? So when you shift your money movie, then it's going to help you to reclaim your power when it comes to your money and your finances in your movie. Now, I know we weren't taught this stuff. I went to business school and a marketing degree, VP of corporate marketing. Never do we talk about the money movie running inside the theater of our mind, right? However, this stuff is still there, and it's driving us each and every day. And so there are these unconscious parts, that are running our business. So it's really time to get clear and conscious about it, especially if you feel like you are either stuck at a place where you can't seem to get your business going and get the finances going. Maybe you're afraid of really charging what you're worth, and you're afraid of your pricing or raising your prices so that you could make really decent money to support yourself and fund your dreams. Or maybe you're doing really well, but you want to go to the next level. This is actually where this movie idea came from for me. It's like, I have a really great business, but going to the next level requires a new movie, right? It requires a shift. It requires not doing the same thing like you've done it, even though, so again, sometimes you just have things that outright aren't working and they're very disempowering. And sometimes you have things that worked to get you to a certain place, but they're not going to work to get you to the next place. They're not going to work to get you to the next level of expansion, to the next level of how do I really create a business that I absolutely love, that is doing work that I really love. So I'd love to hear about your money movies. Please feel free. You can reach out. I am on LinkedIn and Facebook pretty often. And so send me a message. Let me know who's starring in your money movie and who are the characters that you're going to introduce, the new characters. I would love to hear about it. So thanks so much for watching today's episode. I do want to encourage you to go over to joyfulbusiness.com. We've got some great resources there. We have a free gift called Activate Your Abundance Toolkit. And it's just really cool. I just love this particular toolkit. It has a 7-day Co-Create with the Universe journal that you can download for free. And then it has this beautiful visualization about stepping into the Universal Abundance Current, or what I call the UAC. And we are surrounded all the time by the Universal Abundance Current. This is really a great prep for looking at your mind movie, right? And shifting and bringing in new characters in your mind movie. So you can go to joyfulbusiness.com and find out all about it. I hope that you have enjoyed today's episode, that you have some fun playing with your money mindset. Approaching it this way, in a way that adds some fun and play to it, is a way that you can kind of sneak through some of the really tough pieces around money, right, that are holding you hostage, right, in your movie. So we want to shift that so that you're actually in a place of freedom, expansion, you're sharing your soul work with the world, and you are making really great money. Thank you for watching this episode of Joyful Business TV. I want to invite you to get more creative strategies and support for growing your business. You can start right now by activating your abundance mindset with a really powerful creative visualization that will help you get into the universal abundance current, one of my favorite things to do. And you'll also get a companion 7-day journal that will help you create a daily habit of co-creating with the universe. These are two powerful resources that you can get started right now to help grow your business and activate that abundant mindset. You just go over to activateabundancegift.com.